Hello and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to show you how I created my daughter's Owlette costume. I had 2 days to create this since this is for a school themed function, and it will consist of a pair of pants, a simple shirt with a zipper back, a cape, and a hood. I first created the pattern using the saran wrap and tape method on my dress form I have for her. The front will be a solid front, so I cut that on the fold, and I have 2 back pieces. And I did use this burgundy colored lycra I got from Joann's. For the pants, I had created this pattern piece when I made her Fluttershy onesie for Halloween. And this is just a simple pair of pants with an elastic waistband. I chose to separate the top and the bottom from the original design, as she's going to be in school and this will make it easier for her to use the restroom during school time. And for the bottom of the pants, to finish off the legs, I chose to make some cuffs for it. The sleeves are just some long sleeves that I cut out a basic shape for. I also created a hood which will be detachable from the shirt and the cape. So I just created out a basic shape for the hood. If you want to see a more detailed instruction on how to make the hood, I will leave a link here in the iCard and in the description of how I created a hood for my Sonic jacket. And I'm cutting some various bands to cover up some of the raw edges that I'm going to have as far as the hood goes, and any cuffs I need, and the waistband. To create the cape, I took my rest of my material, folded it into a triangle so I could get a symmetrical shape. And cut a little curve at the top where her neck will be. And then I took my Halo chalk and I went ahead and drew out the feathers of the cape. For the hot pink portion that's on the inside of the cape, I used this hot pink satiny material, pinned it to the underside of my cape, and then I drew out that shape. I will be cutting this about 1.5 inches smaller than the actual cape itself. To make sure it's symmetrical, I did fold this in a triangle shape, and I will go ahead and cut along the lines that I'm drawing now, which are smaller than the actual cape. To finish off the edges of this cape, I went ahead and serged the burgundy cape and the hot pink one, just so I don't have to worry about hemming it. Then I went ahead and pinned the hot pink to the burgundy one. I went back and forth pinning and pulling just to make sure this hot pink is as smooth as I can get it. With that aligned the way I want it, I'm going to go ahead and top stitch that on. I made some bands to go on the edge of the cape so that way she can put her arms through so she can open and close the cape wings. Stitched them on the long side, flipped them right sides out, and then I serged the edge. And I just top stitched them to the sides of the cape. To allow a closure on it so she can put it around her neck, I made another long band that will go around her neck, pinned it to that collar piece or the curvature in the cape, and I sewed one side on. And then the other side I just folded down over the raw edge of the cape itself. If I had more time to make this, I would do something totally different because I did leave the serge edges on the front part of the cape. And I used a snap for the closure. I did 3D print and paint a little Owlette emblem and hot glue it over the snap. This costume was a complete make it up as you go. For the shirt portion of the Owlette costume, I took one of my back pieces and I attached a collar piece to the top of it. And then I went ahead and cut that collar piece down, and I did that for both back pieces. And the closure will be on the back of this costume since the front is going to have the Owlette emblem. So I attached a black separating zipper. I chose black because it's the only color I had in my stash. And the zipper is too long for this costume, but I do cut it down to fit. And to finish off the zipper, I do fold it under, and I will top stitch this down, so I kind of try to hide the black zipper. It doesn't show it, but I do hem each back piece before I attach the zipper. And I do serge every single edge on this costume. For the front piece, I do the same thing. I add the collar before I attach the shoulder seams to the back piece. And then I go ahead and attach the back pieces to the front piece by starting with the collar and then sewing it all the way down to the edge of the shoulder. And as I did the collar on the cape, I folded the collar piece down and top stitched it. And before adding the sleeves, it's easier when it's laying flat. I go ahead and draw the Owlette symbol on the front of the shirt. I do use fabric medium and acrylic paint to paint this on. However, after multiple washes, it started fading, which you'll see at the end of the video. And with the emblem painted and dried, I go ahead and attach the sleeves. And they're very simple sleeves. I just eased it into the armhole and matched up these sides. And I do this before I actually sew up the side seam. And with the sleeve on, I go ahead and match up the armpit seam and make sure everything is flat. And then starting from the bottom of the shirt, I go ahead and sew, pivot at the armpit, and sew all the way to the wrist. I do add cuffs to the wrists as well, just to cover up those raw seams. And here I'm making the waistband for the pants. They're just a simple pants that I will leave a more detailed description on how to make those in the description as well. They're very simple with a cuff on the bottom. And I just sew both legs together, and then I will attach both legs at the crotch seam and then add the elastic waistband. The mask was a little bit tricky. I was going to make it all out of fabric, but it was not working the way I needed it to work. So I just used some 2mm craft foam. I cut 3 pieces of it out, sandwiched a piece of interfacing in between those 3, and then I went ahead and painted it all up. I did use a image I got off Google for Owlette's face mask to trace. And I cut a hole with my leather punches in each side and attached some elastic. And with that, the costume is done. Like I said, it took me 2 days to make this costume. There are some things I would change or do differently, but overall it came out pretty good. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share, and comment down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.